20 reasons to rev up your relationship by banging your girl in the back of your truck. I'm going to talk about how breaking routine can rekindle the spark, boost intimacy, and create unforgettable memories. Stay tuned because number 13 will surprise you. We're going live.
We'll do it live.
You're listening to the premier podcast for men who want to not only be better with women, but want to be better men in general. This is the Come On Man podcast. And here's your host, Paul Bauer.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. It's Monday again, and we are starting it off right. If you are new to the channel, my name is Paul Bauer, and I help men level up and get better with women. And the funny thing about leveling up and getting better with women is that when we do, it tends to make us better in all areas of our lives. My coach, yes, I have a coach. Coach Mark says that if you master the bedroom, you'll master the boardroom, and you'll eventually master life. So today, we're not going to go to the bedroom. We're going to go to the back of our pickup trucks. Today, I'm going to give you 20 reasons to bang your girl in the back of a truck every now and again. If you don't have a truck, in the back of your car, whatever. Now, big problem couples face in long-term relationships is routine. Boring, scheduled segs. We can't say that the actual word because we're on YouTube and we have to wait till the 8-minute mark. But it's monotonous, right? It's boring, right? And dudes are totally happy with it. Guys are like, whatever. Guys are like, guys have the mentality that segs, we can't act like adults here, right? That it's kind of like pizza, right? Even frozen pizza is still pretty good. It's still pretty good, right? So guys will take whatever they could get. But for women, it's not, right? For women, it has to be an experience. I put out a video the other day about this concept that some of these stupid marriage therapists are putting out there for this idea of maintenance segs. And I'm like, that's an awful idea. Right? That's basically, you're doing it out of obligation instead of genuine desire. And we all know in the red pill space that like without genuine desire, you really don't have anything. You know what I mean? So doing that boring maintenance segs, it's going to kill the relationship in the long term because your wife's I'm going to do a whole episode about this, but your wife's going to eventually resent you for it. She's going to start looking at it like it's a chore. Archwinger, legendary Archwinger in the red pill space, has a very profound article about this. And that's what we're going to go over here probably next week. So, and I'm going to make it all around why the concept of the maintenance segs is a terrible idea. Okay. But dudes are totally happy with it. Women aren't. And you could be anything to a woman, but you can't be boring. You absolutely can't be boring. Right. And it's funny because I put out a clip from one of last week's episodes saying that I was going to do this episode this week. And, you know, I was saying what the topic was, you know, banging your girl in the back of a truck. And some, you know, old bats, some old Betties on TikTok got pissed off about that. They're like, oh, why are you telling this to men? You know, like women are statistically unsatisfied with this. It's like women, like there's no statistics on truck segs. Okay. I guarantee your wife will be satisfied with the truck segs. Okay. She'll be satisfied with it because it's adventurous. It's exciting. Like a lot of women's sexual pleasure comes from up here, right? You know, the experience of it. If you're just doing boring bedroom stuff, of course she's going to be dissatisfied with it. Okay. Well, anyway, I got this idea for this episode because the other night, I met Nurse Chick out in town for her company's annual Christmas party. And, you know, normally when we go do something like that, she comes over here and then we all go together in a truck, but we had separate weeks, right? I had my son that week. So typically she doesn't come over here when I have my son. So I met her out in town, and that meant that she was also going to go back home. So we brought separate cars. And so after the party, before sending her home, I said, get in my truck. I said, hey, get in the truck. I'm going to take you out by the airfield. And so we live out in the middle of the cow pasture, right? Out in the middle of nowhere. And we have a small like Cessna airport out here in the desert in the middle of nowhere. And So I was like, hey, I'm going to take you out by the airport. And so we went over by the airfield and we had crazy monkey. We're still not at the 8-minute mark. Crazy monkey segs in the extended cab of my truck. And at one point, a car even drove by and slowed down. And Nurse Chick freaked out for a second, wondering if it was a cop or something. Right? It wasn't. And they did keep going, but the possibility of getting caught made it more exciting for her, right? She was like, oh, like all of a sudden now it's hot, right? Now it's really hot. Well, that sort of thing keeps our relationship fresh, right? We do that sort of thing regularly, but not regularly where it's like on a schedule, but it's like if we go out, all of a sudden I'll just like, it'll click in my head like, hey, let's pull off on some back road. Right? Just to keep her guessing a little bit, right? I like to keep her guessing, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. Okay, it's like one of her favorite things. So before we get to this whole like, oh, look at this, we've got a whammon in the comments, guys. Laura Sotu says, my man and I do it in his Dodge Ram truck all the time. It is ethereal, so fun. Yes, see, there's a method to my madness here, guys. I'm like a mad relationship scientist over here. You go to your marriage therapist. They'll never tell you to do this. They'll tell you to communicate harder. Hey, communicate harder, daddy. Communicate harder. No. Bang her in the back of your truck, man. All right. Guys, smash that like button, hit subscribe, hit those notifications. I have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if you did not know. And do please sound off in the chat, okay? I see there's 22 people watching. All 22 of you guys should be making some kind of comments, whether you like it or you hate it, whether you drop your favorite emoji, doesn't matter. Just participate today, okay? And then if you have any questions or whatever, you want to support the show, send a super chat, all right? I know y'all have the money. Y'all sending $500 super chats to these 304s out there, okay? I'm not asking for that, all right? But, if you send a $10 super chat, you get the bouncing tatas video. And if you guys send a $20 super chat, you get the shaking booty video. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what I'm about. All right. So the first reason to bang your girl in the back of a truck, we're still not the 8-minute mark, is for spontaneity, right? Spontaneity, being spontaneous. So breaking from routine adds an element of surprise, making it thrilling and expecting. There's one of the things that I talk about in my first book, Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18, right? But it's the concept of heat. Healthy emotional anticipation and tension. That builds attraction. If you can maintain heat in a long-term relationship, your girl is going to stay attracted to you in the long term. Okay. So this kind of stuff, being a little bit of a mystery, keeping her guessing, keeping her like wondering what's happening, that's fun for women. Like women like that sort of thing. They like take a girl on a mystery date. Like let's not even get sexual with it, right? Just take her on a mystery date. Say, hey, Tuesday night, wear your little black dress and your cute shoes. I'm going to take you out. And when she goes, oh, where are we going? Just be like, that's for me to know and you to find out. Right. Her just wondering like, oh my God, where are we going? And where are we going where I have to wear this dress? Like, oh my God, like her just thinking about that, getting in her hamster wheel, that builds heat, that builds healthy emotional anticipation and tension, man. All right. Another reason to take your girl out occasionally and bang her in the back of your truck is for nostalgia. Nostalgia? Well, think about this. Especially when you're my age, right? Like think about when you were a teenager, like you sort of had to do the car, well, we're past the 8-minute mark. You had to do the car sex thing because, you couldn't take her back to your parents' house, right? So you had to do it. So it's almost like thinking back to like when you were, a dirty, stupid teenager doing stupid shit, right? It could bring back memories of younger days when privacy was limited. So, you had fewer options of where to do it. So you did it in the car. It sort of sparks that youthful passion again in the relationship, right? Adventure. This is the next reason. Adventure. The unconventional setting makes it feel daring and fun. Right? What if we get caught? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so naughty. I am so naughty. Oh. Every girl is secretly a bad girl. You know that. Every girl's secretly a bad girl, and the girls that you think are good girls, they just haven't been caught yet. You know what I mean? Compact space is the next one. The limited space encourages creativity and closeness. Man, you got to get pretty close, especially if you got a smaller car, right? You got to make that space count, right? I'm talking like you got to bend her into a pretzel. she's got her feet back hurt here. Her toes are on the window. You know, you got to make that space count. Oh man. Nurse Chick's in the house. She says, good morning, chat. Truck shenanigans are the best. Yes. Hold on one second.
I'm so naughty.
She is.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, I am. What does Laura say? She goes, I agree that the risk factor is a turn on. Like if someone drives by, are they even aware? Do they even care? You know, it's funny. Last year, Nurse Chick and we went out to California to my friend Alberto's wedding, and they were having the reception at this Mexican restaurant somewhere, and we were driving from his house out to the Mexican restaurant, and we were just like getting all hot and heavy in the car ride there, right? Like I'm talking like hands over, touching things on both sides, getting all hot and bothered, and like we couldn't wait, right? So we pulled off, and if we thought it was an abandoned parking lot, it ended up being the parking lot for this little taqueria stand. And so I get out of the rental car, and she gets in the back seat. We start going at it. All of a sudden, we notice that cars are starting to pull up next to us, and then I'm looking up. I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" And there's a freaking taqueria stand right there. People are. So we hurried up and finished up. Well, we finished. Oh, don't worry about that. But that's something that we always think about, right? So going back to, I think that's one of the things too is, you know, providing a memorable experience. We'll get to that, but we talk about that shit all the time. Like we do this kind of crap. We're like crazy, horny teenagers over here, and that keeps our relationship strong. All right, privacy on the go. Okay, it's just a convenience factor here, but a parked car in a secluded spot offers privacy without the need for elaborate planning. Okay, like you don't have to go get a hotel room. All right, you don't have to, you know, you're thousands of miles from home, and it's a multi-day trip. You don't have to wait till you get to a hotel or something. You could just take care of business right there. You know, it's privacy on the go, guys. Oh man, brother Ed. $10 super chat. I got a handy on the T subway in Boston once. Shreddy for the win. Oh man. So here's the rule with super chats. So John Egan also sent a $5 super chat. He says risky seg spikes those emotions. So here's the rule. If you're not a beer club member, if you send a $10 super chat, you get the bouncing tatas video. If you send a $20 super chat, you get the shaking booty video. But if you are a beer club member like John here, you automatically get bumped up to the next level. So since John sent a $5 super chat, he's going to get the $10 video. Let me play that for you.
Thank you for the super chats. Boobies bouncing, can't stop that. From the east to the west, you are the best. Keep those chats coming in, let's do it all again.
Bless their hearts. And demonetized. Okay. And then back to brother Ed. He sent a $10 super chat. He is a beer club brother, so we're going to bump him up to the $20 super chat.
Super chat will see you there. Shake it, dance without a care. Send it love from everywhere. Groovy beats we all can share. Your support is so divine. Moving closer to the line. Thank you, you're the best. Party on, we never rest.
And canceled. Guys, follow me on social media. The links are in the description. I'm on all the good platforms. Get on the email list.comeonmanpod.com. If your relationship is starting to erode and that attraction's dying, and now your girl puts out maybe once a week, maybe once a month, if you're lucky. Otherwise, it's been several months or even several years since she's put out because the fire's completely gone out. This is why. Get my ebook, She's Made You Weak. It explains the betatization process and what women do that cause their own attraction to you to fade away. They don't even know they're even doing it, but it's a part of their evolutionary psychology. And it's like, think of Beauty and the Beast, right? She's attracted to this wild, woolly guy who's, she can't tame him. And then she turns him into the beta prince at the end of the movie, right? Well, you leave her in that relationship for long enough and she's going to be like, ugh, why aren't you like the Beast, right? I don't understand why I'm not attracted to you anymore. I was attracted to this Beast guy. Where the hell did he go, right? Well, she turned you into the prince and that she thought she wanted. Women do it to themselves, but guys, let them do it when they don't know what's happening to them. Okay. So fix that shit. Go to list.comeonmanpod.com and get that. I'll also send you some free stickers, but if you don't want the stickers, just put don't want stickers in the address field. I won't waste a stamp on you. And guys, did you know that I have a couple of books? I actually have this one here. It's still a bestseller. Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. It's a handbook for life, but for you guys that want more sex, more sexual relations like in the back of a truck. The longest chapter in the book is the dating and spinning plates chapter, which really breaks down the psychology of attraction and what women find attractive in men and how to optimize that in yourself to be more attractive. And then there's a chapter right after that on how to maintain a long-term relationship. So if you're married or you're in an LTR of some kind, those tools will help keep her around and keep her attraction going in the long term. And then I also have this book, Psychology Paradigm, which helps you reprogram your subconscious mind to be more of an attractive guy, have more of a dominant masculine presence so that it's habit-based. You want to make this type of stuff a habit, right? Let me play a commercial for Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18, then we'll get back to the list.
Ever feel like life is slipping by while you're stuck in the same old routine? You see others thriving, great relationships, successful careers, real freedom, and you wonder, what am I missing? Deep down, you know you're capable of more, but something's holding you back. Whether it's your mindset, habits, or relationships, you're stuck in a cycle that's hard to break. What if the change you need isn't about working harder, but working smarter? Reprogramming your mindset, mastering key habits, and building success in every area of life. Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18 is your guide to unlocking the life you've always wanted. Inside, you'll find practical, proven steps to upgrade your mindset, strengthen your relationships, and achieve financial freedom. This isn't just another book. It's your roadmap to personal growth and success. Whether you're looking to improve your career, relationships, or mindset, this book will help you take control of your future. Start your transformation today. Grab your copy of Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18 and take the first step toward a life filled with purpose and success. Don't wait. Your future is waiting.
Indeed. You can find both my books in the description too, by the way. Timbuktu was the first to comment today. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate you. And then Phil's also in the house. He says, hoorah, hoorah, devil dog. And let's see, Honky Tonkin says, guys always ask why I drove a 4-door truck for 30 years plus, even before they were cool. This was the reason. If you got a 1-ton, you can even haul the big girls around. You need a 1-ton for them hefty gals, them corn-fed gals. Oh God. John says, no way, they're all bad girls. My LTR is an angel. Sure she is. Sure she is. All right. The next reason to bang your girl in the back of a truck is a change of scenery, right? Stepping out of the bedroom adds novelty and excitement, right? You've seen the bedroom already, right? But have you seen the gorge over here? The Gunnison Gorge is a perfect place to bang your girl. Ask me how I know. The forbidden feel of it. Ooh, it's taboo. It's naughty. Oh, there's something about just you're not supposed to be doing this, right? Oh, it's So bad. So bad. So the forbidden feel of it, the slight risk of being caught can heighten the adrenaline and the arousal, just like Laura says here, right? The risk factor. She says, I agree. The risk factor is a turn on, right? Like, can they see my tits right now? Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they can. The intimacy, you know what? Fun story here. When I was a teenager, I did actually get caught by the cops one time. That was a scary experience because I was a dumbass teenager, and I just remember like the lights pulled up. Right, we're in the back of my Blazer. I had an S10 Chevy Blazer. We're in the back of that, and lights pull up behind us, and then the cop lights show up. I'm like, oh shit! So I jump in the front seat, buck naked, and then I try to start my car like I'm going to fucking take off from a cop. Like, what a dumbass, right? But that was just my like fight or flight response going as a teenager. I was like 17. And anyway, then I realized I probably shouldn't run from the cops. So I told her, hey, throw my pants up here, right? So I put my pants on real quick, put a shirt on. Sheriff comes up and she's in the back, like hiding under the blankets, trying to get dressed. And the cop comes up and he's like, hey guys, do you mind if I talk to the young lady alone for a minute? And I was like, you heard him. Get dressed and get out there. So she gets dressed and she goes around to the back, and he just wanted to make sure she was okay. You know, like a good cop, right? Like he would just want to make sure she was good. She wasn't there against her will or anything like that. And then his thing was, you know, like we were both worried that he was going to call our parents or something. He totally didn't. He was cool about it. But he comes to me after, you know, she says she's all right. And he goes, oh, let's see here. We may be having, that's fine. We might have trouble streaming to X. Okay. I don't care about that. Anyway, he comes up to me and he goes, we had a curfew at the time. This was in Jefferson County, Colorado. And there was a midnight curfew if you were under 18. And he goes, she lives out in Harris Park, right? Which was a different county over. And he's like, you think you can get her all the way home and you back home before midnight without breaking the speed limit? And I was like, I'll try my best. And he goes, you better get going, right? And so he let us go. Thank God. That was scary as hell. We were like all worried that they were going to call our parents. He totally didn't, but fucking scary, man. Cops are typically pretty cool with that sort of thing. They're pretty cool about it. I also dated a cop chick for a while, and she told me that they would catch people like that all the time. They almost always let them go unless they are doing some kind of public indecency where like kids are around or something, right? If you're in a secluded spot where no one's going to bother you anyway, they'll just say, hey, get dressed, get out of here, you know? An intimacy boost. Being in a confined space forces physical and emotional closeness. That kind of goes with the compact space thing. Quick escape, right? Ideal for a quick, passionate encounters without long preparation. So this is one thing that Nurse Chick and I do, like on road trips. Like we'll be on a road trip, and then I'll just be like, yeah, next exit. I'll just pull off to the side, right? Just a quick escape from the monotony of the road. Break from routine. That's a big one, right? Shaking up the usual dynamics can reignite desire and curiosity. It's like I said, you know, at the beginning, the routine is boring, man. And like women just they just can't stand being bored. You know what I mean? But if you keep them guessing, like all this stuff is exciting to them. And that excitement and that break from monotony makes it more fun for them. That fun experience makes it all sort of worthwhile. You should get a real voiceover. Are you saying that you don't like my voice, Miles? Okay. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Hey, Nuke, what's up, man? Like the video, guys, please. Johnny Trejo says, good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning, Johnny. All right. What do we got here? Quick escape and then break from routine. So you guys get the idea. Hey. Oh, I see. Oh, no, in the promo bit. Oh, because I used AI. Yeah. Sometimes I do it myself. Just depends on what I got going on. Speaking of real voiceovers and promo videos, this Thursday is our monthly Beer Club hangout. So if you guys haven't joined Beer Club yet, there's a link in the chat floating around from Stream Elements. get in the beer club. Go to beer.comeonmanpod.com. It's the best damn men's group on the internet where we all get together and just talk about guy shit, right? We get together and we call it beer club because think about it as just guys getting together over beers, talk about guy stuff, right? If you got a problem, we'll brainstorm it. We'll fix that problem. If you guys just want to talk about bouncing ideas off each other on fun date ideas, if you guys want to talk about, what works and what doesn't, you want to swap notes about the dating experience or your relationships. You guys want to hold each other accountable for working out. Like we do it all in beer club. We've got several guys in there that have lost considerable amounts of weight, just holding each other accountable. 2 of the guys basically have cured themselves of type 2 diabetes. It's fucking phenomenal, right? And it's only $10 a month. But if you want to join and show up for the call on Thursday, it's a free trial. So join and then show up for the call. If you like it, stay in the group. If you don't like it, no harm, no foul. Just cancel before you get charged. But let me play a commercial for that, and then we'll get back to the topic. Here's a harsh truth that everybody gets upset about online when I say it. They get upset because of their ego investment into the fairy tale idea of love and partnership. They get upset because of their ego investment into the idea that their woman is their best friend, their confidant, and they think that love will conquer all, and that their woman will be there through thick and thin. The truth is that as a man, your woman is hardwired biologically and psychologically to want you to be her rock. It doesn't work the other way around. Women do not care about your struggles as a man. They may think they care. They may even want to care, but her evolutionary DNA will not let her care. If you bring her your problems, she will lose attraction for you over time, and she will leave. Now, whenever I talk about this, people lose their minds and start talking about men unaliving themselves. The faster that men learn that women don't care about our struggles, the faster we'll save the lives of men. Men off themselves because of their own ego investments in the Disney fairy tale lie. And when that fairy tale goes up in flames, they get zeroed out and they end things. Men do need a proper outlet for dealing with their problems, but going to their woman isn't the answer. Men need a tribe. They need a brotherhood. That's why I created my beer club. It's a monthly virtual hangout for men only. It's a place where men can be men. It's a place where men can talk about guy stuff without having to worry about offending women. It's a place where they can go without having to worry about being called toxically masculine. It's a place where they can go to solve their problems. Because men solve problems, women cause problems, you dig? Visit beer.comeonmanpod.com. That's beer.comeonmanpod.com to sign up. Yeah. It's funny. I was listening to my coach. I have a coach. I have several coaches now. Actually, they're all in the same group though. My coach Nikki says he was talking to a guy on some podcast one time, and this was like after the show was over, and the guy's talking about how, yeah, men just need to share their feelings more. They need a place where they can share feelings. And he goes, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You can't tell men, hey, come and join my men's group and share your feelings." Because guys are like, "What? Fuck you. I ain't sharing my fucking feelings." And that's not what we're saying. We're saying, come and hang out and have some beers with us, man. All right. It's a good place to connect with other men. And then, guys, if your relationship's in the toilet right now, you want to help turning things around, book a free call with me. Go to call.fixdeadbedrooms.com. Man, I am having a lot of fun with my clients working with this stuff. These guys are starting to see results in like the second week. And I just had a consultation call this morning. It was his first one. He just enrolled last week, and I was explaining to him the process this morning, and I was telling him about week 2. Right. In week 2, for some of you guys who have been around the block, some of you guys have implemented some of the stuff. You guys have all studied the same material as me. You guys know about handling shit tests, right? And agree and amplify and act indifferent and all those fun things for handling shit tests. The funny thing about women though is handling shit tests by itself is one of the biggest ways to boost her attraction to you by itself. Because when a woman realizes she can't get her way with you and that you sort of handle her with ease and you don't really take her seriously, all of a sudden she starts thinking like, wow, what's up with this guy? There's something different about this guy. All these other guys like let me walk all over them. This guy's not doing that anymore, right? And And so women start sort of changing their tune, and it's like that. It's like that for like 9 times out of 10. So anyway, we take you through this whole process, and that whole process compounds over weeks and weeks and weeks, and all of it builds together to shift the dynamic in your marriage. And it's a phenomenal process. It's a process that guys have been developing in back forums and in locker rooms for like over 20 years now. So check that out, call.fixeddbedrooms.com. All right. And if you're a whammon and you call me, I'm going to tell you, send your husband my way. Okay. I don't work with women. But Paul, how do you do this without working with the women? It's a sneaky process. It's sneaky. It's a sneak attack. All right. The next reason to bang your girl in the back of your truck is accessible location, right? Whether it's a scenic overlook or a hidden corner of a parking lot, a car is pretty versatile, right? If you need a place to bang and you need a place to bang right now, by God, if you have a car, you can make it happen. One of the cool things about living in the cow pasture out here is there are so many places to take your girl to go bang her in the back of your car. Literally up on the mesa, right? 15 minutes north of me on the Grand Mesa, there's campgrounds up there. You can literally just pull into a campsite and just start banging your girl there, and no one will think twice about it. Oh God. It stimulates creativity. That's the next reason here. It stimulates creativity. So finding new positions and ways to connect makes it playful and inventive, right? Like if you're having fun with her and you're sort of giggling, like she's giggling about the process and you're trying to get your legs right and you're trying to, okay, let's try this out here, right? It becomes just a fun experience. You know what I mean? It's playful. Rekindles youthful energy. Did we talk about this one already? Yeah, well, we talked about it as a nostalgia, but the same thing, right? Reminds couples of adventurous spark that they had in the beginning of their relationship. But a lot of the people that tune in to my show, like, they're sort of been dating past divorce and they're in relationships past divorce. So I don't know how youthful they were when they first started dating their girl. They probably, just brought her back to their house and banged like adults. But but that can be boring, okay? If you do that every time, it's boring as hell. A heightened sensory experience. Ooh, this is a good one, right? So the mix of the new sounds, textures, surroundings can simulate the senses, but also just the idea of like, oh shit, like are people watching, or cars driving by? Like that really heightens your senses, right? You're on alert for it. And those heightened senses, well, that sort of works in all areas of your body, right? And probably one of the most important reasons to do sex in general in a long-term relationship is it reinforces that bond that you guys have. One thing that I learned from Athol K, there's a really great book, guys, if you're into reading. This one's not available on audio, unfortunately, but it's a phenomenal book if you're in a long-term relationship or you're married and you're a man. It's called The Married Man Sex Life Primer by Athol K. And one of the things that he talks about is when you're having sex with your girl, make sure you come inside her frequently, right? Now, the only problem with that is that she might get pregnant. So you got to be careful with that. But let's say you're responsible and, like you're like me and you got a vasectomy, so it's no big deal. Or she's got her tubes tied, so it's no big deal. Or she's at least using an IUD, That actually, when you do that, when you ejaculate in her, you're actually, some of your testosterone comes with that. There's some other chemicals that sort of stimulates the bonding experience and makes her feel good, right? It makes her feel good when she comes in contact with your semen. It sounds gross, but it's true. And so that part of that helps create a bond with her. It's a natural thing that, the God created to help create this bond between men and women. And on top of that, you're sharing a unique and private experience, and that sort of thing strengthens that emotional connection, right? You have this thing that you guys did together. That's fun. right? And you do this occasionally just to keep things spicy. That helps reinforce that bond in your relationship. Humor and fun is another reason to do this, right? So the awkwardness of maneuvering in a tight space can lead to laughter and lightheartedness. And it totally does. Like for me, so I wear cowboy boots a lot when I go out. Can you imagine? I live out in the cow pasture. I got to wear cowboy boots, right? Well, the problem with fucking cowboy boots is they go up my leg, and so getting them off and on in the back of the truck is kind of difficult. So getting dressed for me is like a whole like event, and it's just funny to watch. It's fucking goofy. It's funny for her to have to, like, you know, try to get dressed and stuff too, and climb over the console, because she climbs over the console to the back. She doesn't go out and around. I just get out and go around, but that sort of thing, it's just fun. It's just fucking funny to do. And the whole process of getting dressed and laughing about it, it creates a good connection, right? It's so important for guys to have fun with their girl. You know, that's it's one of the reasons why being playful and bantering with women is so attractive too. Women like that sort of thing. A lot of people get so fucking serious in their relationships, they stop having fun with their girl. And having fun with her is one of the biggest things that keeps you guys together, that keeps you guys young. It keeps you guys fresh, keeps you guys wanting to be around each other. People want to be around fun people, right? I had a breakthrough call with a guy Friday. This poor guy, man. He's at the point where his wife already scheduled a meeting with the mediator. She's already paid the mediation fee. He doesn't work. He's been a stay-at-home dad for years. And so she's offering him a pretty decent alimony settlement payout. And I just told him, I was like, just take it, dude. Just take it. You know, like I'm not going to try to sign up everybody to my program that I don't think I can help, right? If I think I can help you, I'm going to show you what that looks like. And if I can't, I'm going to tell you, nah, man, yeah, you should probably do that. So anyway, this poor guy, one of the things that we were chatting about, though, because we were chatting back and forth in Instagram DMs, was that he's been trying to do the MAP. He's been trying to implement Ryan Stone's Dread principles. He's read both Married Man Sex Life Primer and Dread and Frame, and which, if you guys are trying to turn your relationship around, those are excellent books to read, right? Well, he's trying to implement this stuff, but his wife just doesn't like his attitude. He's got a very negative attitude with stuff. Well, that negativity is unattractive behavior. And one of the biggest principles in red pill space is be attractive, don't be unattractive, right? Well, your negative mindset, your negative reactions to stuff, the way you show up in your relationship, that impacts her attraction to you. And so if you're just got a negative attitude about stuff, you're pessimistic, everything sucks, right? You don't have fun with her anymore. Everything's, like, she's not going to want to be around you. What do you expect? You understand? So you got to fix that mindset, and you got to start having fun with her again. If you can start having fun with her again, things can start moving in a positive direction. I have an actual client, and this guy, and I think I mentioned on the podcast too, this guy's he's been in a pretty, downward spiral with his relationship for a long time, where his wife has gotten to the point where she's just completely indifferent to him. Everything is robotic. If she ever talks to him at all, it's for logistics, like about the kids. And then otherwise she goes about her life, and she doesn't want to interact with him. Right. She's not mad at him. She's not, but she's not having fun with him either. She just is very indifferent. That's like one of the worst places you can be. Right. So in order to start sparking that interaction with her again, I said, the next time she comes up to you and she's very robotic, poke her in the stomach. Like, playfully just go boop, poke her in the stomach. And because that's going to be a pattern interrupt, right? She's used to the pattern of being in this, boring, blah, 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 but if you poke her in the stomach playfully, she's going to go, what the hell are you doing? Right. She might even get mad about it. And that's okay, because at least she's feeling something and she's not indifferent. Right. And then just playfully go, I don't know, what were you saying again? But you want to try to get her into a place where she's, playing with you again a little bit. Okay. And you can do that with teasing and bantering. And that can be a fun thing to do. Okay. But it's so important for humor and fun to be in your relationship, or it's going to fucking die. Okay. If you're just an overall serious person all the time, ugh, I don't know, man. I don't know. One of my favorite things to do is this guy right here, right? We just finished his book. This guy, Wraith. Wraith is probably one of the most stoic guys in the space. Love this guy. And he's probably got the strongest frame out of anybody in the space, I think. Is one of my favorite things to do is when we're on the dragon ship to try to make a joke or something to get him to pop, right? Just to get him to snicker even a little bit. It makes my whole fucking weekend. Because it's like, why are you so serious, bro? Why are you so serious all the time? Anyway, marks special occasions, right? It's a memorable way to celebrate milestones or anniversaries. Well, I'll tell you what, Nurse Chick and I definitely remember my friend Alberto's wedding because of the taqueria night. Nurse Chick brings up the taqueria all the time. She's always bringing up the fucking taqueria story because it's memorable. It symbolizes freedom, right? A car represents mobility and independence and adding to the thrill of the moment. You know, I try to explain this to my son, not the sex in the back of his car thing, but just having a car in general. My son is turning 16 next year. And so this whole year he's had his learner's permit and I've been letting him drive everywhere. And I tell him the story of how when I turned 16, I got my driver's license and I, was able to go off in my car. Man, that is the ultimate feeling of freedom, isn't it? When you get your first car and you go off by yourself and you can drive anywhere. You're like, I if I want to, I could drive to fucking Florida if I wanted to, right? My parents wouldn't like it, but if I had the money and the gas, I could fucking do it if I wanted, right? But just, man, I can go down to Denver if I want. Oh, this is amazing. Like, it's just an overwhelming feeling of freedom. Never quite goes away, especially when you keep things interesting, like banging your girl in the back of your car. It boosts confidence. Trying something bold can make both people feel adventurous and attractive, right? One thing that guys don't quite understand with women is women want to feel desired, right? The sexual experience isn't just about sex for women. It's a whole experience for them. They want to feel desired. This is why most of the time women aren't going to initiate sex. Most of the time they're not. And a lot of guys are like, I wish she would initiate more. And so they stop initiating, hoping that she'll initiate more. Well, then she doesn't, because that's just not natural to women. And next thing you know, sex dries up. You know what I mean? And so if you understand that and you realize, okay, if I want more sex, I need to initiate more. And by me initiating and seducing her, like actually seducing, don't just being like, hey, honey, it's 10 o'clock. You want to fool around, but actually like doing things to seduce her a little bit. Kino escalation is perfect for that. It's the easiest thing. It's just you touch her in different ways periodically throughout the day. It gets her in the mood for intimacy, right? But you being the one that initiates and her feeling like you just can't control yourself because she's so fucking beautiful makes her feel a certain way. And that feeling boosts her senses and makes sex more enjoyable for her. You understand? Read Nancy Friday's book on women's sexual fantasies. Like, women talk about this shit all the time. This is why women like to be dominated in the bedroom, because they like to feel like her beauty is so powerful that you can't even control yourself around her. Right. So women like this feeling of you're just throwing them around the bedroom and stuff. That's why 50 Shades of Grey sold hundreds of millions of copies, because women like that sort of thing. They just can't talk about it because there's this social, stigma against them liking sex. But if you make them feel comfortable with it and make them feel sexy and making them feel desired, they'll want to do it more. You understand? But a lot of you guys have this Madonna whore complex where you're like, oh, if she enjoys this, now she's a dirty sleut, and I can't be attracted to a dirty sleut, right? The guys have this idea that a wife has to be this pure, like you only have sex for procreation. It's got to be very vanilla for her, and that's normal because that's what she's a mother. She's going to be the mother of my children. She needs to be this pure person. but you'll watch porn or go bang prostitutes or something like that, where you have this filthy, dirty experience with these slooty sloots, and you think, if my wife wanted the same thing, well, she's like, she should be out on the street. She's for the streets. It's like, no, man. No, man. Like, she wants to have that experience too. She's just afraid of your judgmental ass, like, thinking badly of her for it. But if you make her feel comfortable and let her know, hey, this is okay for you to be the dirtiest slooty sloot ever. I just want you to be my dirty sloot, right? Rollo talks about this. Every man wants a sloot. He just wants her to be his sloot, right? Well, if you let her know it's okay for her to be your dirty slooty sloot, and let her feel comfortable with it, she's going to do that kind of stuff more, right? She's going to have the porn star sex with you more. She's got to let her know it's okay. All right. Boost confidence. And then the last one we have here, it's going to be a short episode today, but that's cool. We have a story to share. It gives you a story to talk about. Now, I'm not talking about, not necessarily go and brag about it to your buddies, because your girl actually does. She has a reputation, right? She's got a reputation to uphold. You know what I mean? Women are naturally inclined. They're naturally programmed for reputation protection. So if she thinks that by doing all this slutty stuff that you're going to go brag about it to everyone in town, she's not going to want to do it, right? She's going to be like, oh, you're going to tell everyone in town. But if she knows that you're going to typically keep your mouth shut, like if you don't have a podcast like mine, it's cool though. I try to keep Nurse Chick as anonymous as possible. But if she knows that you're going to, keep your guys' sexual escapades to yourself, and that you're going to allow her to be the type of woman that she wants to be, she's more likely to do this stuff with you, right? So when I talk about a story to share, I mean, it's between you two. It's something that you guys can remember and talk about when you're, on a date with each other. You say, hey, remember that time? Remember that time in the Waffle House parking lot? Right? Hey, Nurse Chick, remember that time at the Shell gas station? Anyway, it becomes a playful, intimate memory to cherish. You understand? So that's the last reason. That's number 20 of reasons why to bang your girl in the back of your truck, and how it can help keep your relationship fresh and keep that spark alive. All right. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a short episode, man. Hey, AJ's in the house. Brother AJ, what's good, man? Sex in the back of a truck's good, bro. Guys, smash that like button if you haven't done that already. There should be at least 35 likes on this video right now. And Miles, hey, thanks for watching Rule Zero. Yes, because Nuke says watch Rule Zero hosted by Paul. I did host Rule Zero this last Saturday. And he also says he watches Dragon Ship too. Yes, Dragon Ship, if you guys don't know, I'm a part of two different panel shows. One's Rule Zero. It's old school. Rollo Tomasi and Ryan Stone started that several years ago. That's back, at the split of, when the 21 convention fucking fiasco happened. And there used to be a panel show called the Red Man Group. Well, we split the manosphere into two factions basically at that point. And it became Team 21 Convention and then Team Rule Zero. Well, a couple of years ago, Rollo invited me onto Rule Zero panel. And so I've been on the Rule Zero panel for like going on 2 years now. And it's been 2 years, been 2 full years now. So I do that every Saturday, most of the time. Sometimes I can't because of consultations or traveling or whatever, but I try to be on there most Saturdays. And then RP Thor, who's also on the Rule Zero panel, also has his own show called The Dragon Ship. And that came out of MLD. MLD used to have his own panel show after Rule Zero called The Hot Dude Army. And then MLD stopped doing that. And so he sort of handed the reins over to Thor, and Thor turned that into The Dragon Ship. So we have The Dragon Ship right after Rule Zero. And two different types of panel shows, both dealing with intersexual dynamics, but from two different points of view. You know what I mean? So tune into those on Saturdays, like Saturday morning cartoons. Those are fun to watch. All right. And speaking of tuning into things, do tune into the podcast on Wednesday. We are going to be talking about the financial costs for men who are facing divorce. Okay. Now, there are a couple of ways you guys can look at that episode, right? If you guys are more of the post-divorce red pill mindset, maybe even your MGTOW or whatever, You can look at that episode as reasons why men shouldn't get married and why you shouldn't get the government involved in your relationship. Okay. You can definitely look at it from that perspective. Or if you're already married, all right. So some guys didn't get that memo. No one told them that marriage is a bad deal for men, right? So they went ahead and pulled that trigger. They were running for that white picket fence, and they're already married, and their relationship's in the downturn, and now they're actually facing a divorce situation. Like it's probably going to happen, if not in the next couple months, either like in the next couple of years, right? So you can look at it as an incentive to try to fix your marriage problems, okay, and avoid those costs. Now, they do say, oh, yeah, it's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to keep her. And I'm not saying you should keep your wife if she's generally a shitty wife. You know what I mean? You shouldn't keep her just to save money. But if you love her, if you were in love with her once and the relationship was good at one point and it's just gone downhill, and you know that it's salvageable and you want to salvage it and you would love to keep your family together, then yeah, look at this, at the possible costs here, and use that as motivation to turn things around your relationship. Okay. So tune into that on Wednesday. It'll be pretty fucking eye-opening. There's a guy in Beer Club who was on the podcast a couple of years ago, Brother Nathan. Man, he went through one of the most horrendous divorces I've ever seen. One of the most horrendous custody battles I've ever seen. He's probably spent well over $300,000 fighting for his kids and stuff like that. And that resolved a couple years ago, but now she's taking him back to court. So it's like the costs always creep up. The cost will always be there for however old your kids are. If you got young kids, those costs can come back at any given time until your kids are 18 or 19, depending on the state. In the state of Colorado, you have to pay child support for your kids until they're 19 years old. Right. My daughter aged out in January. She turned 19. And when I went to go ask the child support services, to reevaluate how much I have to pay because she's supposed to age out. So I thought I was going to be paying less. No, they were like, oh no, with inflation, you just keep paying the same amount. So I'm like, I'm paying double for my son now. Yes. Like so I'm not getting out of it. Right. So there's a million reasons to try to fix it. If you love her and you would like to keep your family together, there's so many reasons to put in the work to do it. Okay. All right. That's all I got, guys. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I do have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you for everyone that sounded off in the comments. I appreciate you. Thanks for the super chats. That helps support the show probably more than anything else. Follow me on social media. The links are in the description. I'm on all the good platforms. Get on the email list and get the ebook, She's Made You Weak. It explains the betatization process and why your wife or your girlfriend is losing attraction for you, okay? And it'll help you, give you some ideas on how you can start turning that dynamic around. And then once you read that, if you realize, hey, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to implement this, I don't know the first step to take, book a free call with me by going to call.fixedadbedrooms.com, and we can talk about your specific situation. And if I can help you, I'll show you what that looks like. And if I can't, I'll at least point you in the right direction. Speaking of books, I have 2 books out now. My third book is actually going to come out here in January. It's called Get Her to Fuck You Again, a Red Pill Guide to Fix a Dead Bedroom. So look for that. Get on the email list so you know when that comes out, but I'm planning on dropping that pretty much beginning of January. I'm working on the audio version for that now. So the book is done. I'm just waiting on recording the audio version. I just recorded 2 more chapters. I'm about halfway done with the recording for that. And guys, remember, Beer Club meetup is this Thursday. So if you want to join the brothers, you want to become a Beer Club brother, you guys want to hang out and have some drinks with us and talk about guy shit, go to beer.comeonmanpod.com. All right. We'd love to have you there. That's all I got. We will see you guys on Wednesday.
This has been the Come On Man podcast. New full episodes served hot every Monday morning on your favorite podcast platform of choice. So subscribe now. Follow Paul on social media. The links are in the description. Now, go out and get it.